Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here, as always, by my brother Tim. And today, we got not a full slate of baseball. We got a decent card for baseball here today. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're gonna take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And it wasn't a great day. All three of the sports I bet were in the negatives yesterday, so that's never a fun sign. But MLB went 7-8, down 1.30 units. If I could have just gotten one game to flip, then I would have been profitable. But White Sox team total over 4.5, never in doubt. They score three in the ninth after scoring 2 in the first and nothing in between. The over 9 did not get there because the game finished 5-3. Houston, New York, over 9. The Astros did that by themselves. The absolute sweat of the day for me was a double up for the Blue Jays' first 5 in the Blue Jays' full game as they win, I believe, 13-1. So that was very nice yesterday as they break out the brooms against the Boston Red Sox. KC, first 5 was a loser, but the team total over was a winner. I don't know what I was thinking back in Greinke. I should have just gone team total over, full game over. But it is what it is. Cincinnati, Washington, first 5 under 6. I knew was a loser when Richardson's first 2 pitches of his career left the ballpark.
Oh, that's horrible.
So that's quite the way to start a person's career there. Cubs first 5 was a winner. Miami first 5 was a loser. Oakland first 5 lost, but the full game they went on to go win. LA and Seattle. LA team total over, full game over for Seattle. I thought I maybe had a chance, even though it was a 2-2 game when it went to extra innings, and the Angels just did not score anything in extras. And then Arizona, Minnesota. It was tied 3-3, and it looked like it was going to extras. I'm like, okay, I might be able to win this one. Nope. 2-run shot in the bottom of the 9th to walk it off and finish 5-3. So that was fun. I finished off the night with a win with LA, San Diego over 9.5, but wasn't meant to be there for baseball yesterday. CFL was incredibly frustrating because I did get the first half under 21.5. I did not get Saskatchewan's team total under. I did not get the full game under, but the Red Blacks took the lead with about a minute to go. After being down, I think, 13 points at one point, they came all the way back just for Saskatchewan to kick a 54-yard field goal with 30 seconds left. And that was it. Incredibly frustrating. I thought I had a chance at least winning one, but it was no. So 1-3 in the CFL yesterday, down 1.56 units. Frustrating. In the WNBA, went 1-2, down 0.6 units. Washington -3, they lose outright. New York and Las Vegas over 175.5. I got what I needed from New York. Shocked it was Vegas. The reason that cost me that
61 points from Vegas.
That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. And then I did get the over in the Chicago-Dallas game, over 166. But overall yesterday, 9-13, down 3.45 units, 44-55-3, down 9.02 to start the month of August. Definitely not the start I wanted to August, but beauty is we still got like 3.5 weeks, and it'll include a lot of football later. So,
yes, it will. Hey, all I can say is we were profitable on the site yesterday.
Wow.
Up $16. So barely, but we were profitable. Started off the day with the over in the Yankee game, winner. Over in the Arizona game, loser. Colorado Rockies money line. How about a 6 shutout innings from our boy Austin Gomber? How about that? That was beautiful to see. we got to sing "Go Cubs Go" as they took the series from Atlanta with a 6-4 win. Plus 107 was a nice catcher there. We had the only favorite that covered yesterday in the WNBA. That was Atlanta. The rest of them were all dogs, which was frustrating because I had a dog because I had New York. I said New York could possibly win this game outright. I did not expect them to win by 38. But I looked at that game and I saw, well, how much does Vegas care about that game? Because they just clinched. They were sitting at like 23-2 or something. They just clinched. I don't know. It looked like a bad spot for Vegas. It was a bad spot for Vegas. Nice casher on New York. Under in that Sparks game was nowhere near close. Dallas minus 9.5. They lose outright. Angels run line, loser outright. You're 0-2 in the Ottawa. But we got the over in the Dodger game, which ended up that game kind of swayed us from possibly being negative to being positive. $16 yesterday, going 6-6. So we'll take it. A little bit of a profitable day. We'll move on to the day, which I don't see us having a big card today.
No, not really. I was
which
starting
is fine.
to look at,
which is fine.
Yeah, I was more starting to look at preseason football last night than I was baseball.
Oh yeah, and then there's a big WNBA card tomorrow, 5 games. So, hopefully our StreamYard works today. We can bring up all the comments. We do have 2 comments to start it off before we jump into the card. Do you guys like the Cubs today? I'm busy meeting my kid's teacher. Have a great day, guys. You are the best. Appreciate it, B-Hawk. And against the Mets, I don't hate it. But I mean, the Mets got to win eventually, right? But no, I don't hate that idea. Although it is staying at home, so
the Mets did open up at minus 136 in that game, and it's down to a 108. So
Cubs might be the play.
I think it's Cubs or nothing for sure.
Yeah, Markel 2-1 yesterday. O's minus 2.5. I should have taken the regular run line. Cashed a 2-teamer, Natty's first half and Rockies first half, and cashed on the Dodger run line. There you go. And I'm back, baby. Thanks for the insight on the picks. Let's get it, Mr. Cameron. We'll start off with that Sunday night baseball game. So we got a Sunday night fade, right?
No. These two teams played each other again. I know, right? This is the first time I think we've had a Sunday night baseball game, and they played again on Monday, which it feels really weird. But let's get into it. San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers in this game. The Padres are minus 135 favorites with a total of 9 in the spot. Let's take a look at where the money's coming in. Or let's take a look at the line history first. Then we will look at the money. As we have this line opened up at a minus 115 for the Padres. It's moved up 21 cents towards those Padres. Line opened up at a 9 minus 120. It's now a 9 at minus 125. So a line movement towards the Padres and a line movement towards the over. And the move towards the over doesn't make any sense because 29% of the tickets and 73% of the cash is on the under. 64% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the Padres, which the move towards the Padres makes sense. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal here. Switch it over to the 7th. So we have the hitting conditions for this one. As we have, if I can find the right field in this one. Oh, there we go. Petco Park, the worst hitting conditions on the slate today. Minus 1% home runs, minus 8% doubles, triples, minus 7% singles, minus 9% overall. The worst hitting conditions in baseball.
Fun.
But we'll take a look at this here. We have Tony Gonsolin and Seth Lugo. Gonsolin at 5.06 ERA, 1.24 whip, 7.43 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 3.38 walks per 9, a 246 BABIP, but a 7.58 FIP and a 4.93 SIERA, suggesting even with the 5.06 ERA, he's getting lucky. On the flip side, we have Seth Lugo, 3.91 ERA, 1.07 whip, 10.3 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%, 2.13 walks per 9, a 254 BABIP, a 4.77 FIP, and a 3.39 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Padres here in this spot. 3.9 4.39 FIP, 4.04 Sierra compared to 4.99 FIP and 4.70 Sierra. Both our hitting advantage goes towards the Dodgers here. 133 WRC plus, which is second, compared to 108, which is 11th for the Padres here in this one. I'm kind of leaning towards something with the Padres here in this game. They have the bullpen advantage as well. This line is a minus 132. It's minus 145 for the first 5. I'm kind of looking towards something along those lines, maybe a team total over with the Padres as well. What's your thoughts on this game? I'm going to look a little bit at what I want to pull the trigger on. I want something Padres in this game. I just don't know what yet.
I did a free pick video for this one last night. I like the over because I do think the Padres hit against Gonsolin. You know, I'm not high on Gonsolin. I wasn't high on him last year when he was actually good. This year he's been awful. And Lugo is definitely susceptible to giving up runs, and the Dodgers have solid bats. I would also lean towards the Padres in this one as well, kind of like a double up spot. Padres, I would feel like I would have to run line it, though. What is the line? Wow, San Diego. Yeah, no, the cheapest San Diego price I could find is minus 134. So I'd have to run line it at like plus 150, especially after they got blown out last night, 8-2. I think that definitely got pitching advantage with Seth Lugo over Gonsolin, which if you said that last year, a lot of people would probably laugh at you. But I do think Seth Lugo is the better pitcher in this one. So I'm going to go double up here, Nick. It would have to be Padres on the run line, plus 150, and the over 9 in this one.
All right. I locked in the Padres team total over 4.5, the full game over 9, and I am going to grab a little bit of Padres minus 132 as well on the money line in this game. That's where I'm going to end up settling on it because I really do like the Padres in this spot. That's where I'm landing on for this game. I do like the Padres in the over here.
Sounds good. I'm going to put both of those up on the site.
All right. Nationals plus money line or plus 1.5 have any value today. We'll be going over that game next. So we will be going over that game next. The Nationals for yesterday. Yeah. Padres in the under 9.5 for Fernando. Cubs were plus money against the Mets. I was on that quicker than. Yeah, they were plus money. They were plus money. Yep. Supness, Padres money line and team total over. Yeah. Gas station sushi, nice name. Yeah. But to address gas station sushi's comment, that's quite the thing to say in the morning there. Philadelphia Phillies minus 215 favorites against the Washington Nationals in this one here. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. See what type of line movement we have. Line opened up at a minus 220 for the Phillies. It's down to a 215, and the line opened up at a 1.5 or no 1.5, a 9.5. It's up to a 10. So a slight move towards those Washington Nationals and a move towards the over, suggesting that we could see the Phillies pitcher, which is Suarez, a little vulnerable today, which I kind of agree with. 79% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is on the over, which makes me want no interest with this over. And we have 59% of the tickets and 93% of the cash is on the Washington money line. But on the flip side, 78% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the Philly run line. So is there value on the Nationals? I think there probably is a little bit in this game. Looking at the hitting conditions, plus 15% runs overall, plus 37% home runs, plus 2% doubles, triples, minus 2% singles. And looking at the pitching matchup here, we have Ranger Suarez and Trevor Williams. Both have not been very good. Trevor Williams, 6.08 ERA, 1.73 whip, 6.08 strikeouts per 9, which is 15%. 3.8 walks per 9, a 3.42 BABIP, a 5.51 FIP, and a 5.54 Sierra. On the flip side, Ranger Suarez, 4.66 ERA, 1.76 whip, 6.52 strikeouts per 9, which is 16%. 3.72 walks per 9, a 3.79 BABIP, a 4.41 FIP, and a 4.80 Sierra. So Ranger Suarez does have the pitching advantage here. Bullpen advantage, This may come as a surprise. Last 2 weeks, it's the Washington Nationals, 4.18 FIP, 4.17 Sierra compared to 4.78 and 4.7. Hitting advantage goes towards Washington in this one here. 125, my bad, which is 5th compared to 85 WRC plus, which is 23rd. So Nationals are absolutely smacking the ball against left-handed pitching right now. And I do have interest in the Nationals in this spot. The 99% of the cash is definitely keeping me weary of the over on that one, because even though it has gone from 9.5 to 10, I don't like 99% of the cash on a play. I'll lean towards the Nationals team total over 3.5. It is a -145, but I do think they get 4 runs in this game. I'm kind of interested in maybe the Nationals first 5 in this game, because even though they have the bullpen advantage, I don't know if I want to play them full game because it's still the Nationals. Yeah. And I still don't particularly trust them here. But I don't know if I trust Trevor Williams at all either. So this is a tricky spot for me. I feel like the best way to, if you want to back the Nationals, is just taking their team total over 3.5 at -145, and taking Trevor Williams completely out of the mix in this one a little bit. So that's kind of my lean at the moment with that one.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to stay away from this game. I don't really need to get involved in it. Williams has been okay this year in terms of when he pitches. Normally the Nationals do quite well, actually. He was doing not wins, but money. 11th. They're 11-11, up 6.28 when he pitches. So he's actually been quite solid when he does pitch, or they've been okay when he does pitch, but not enough for me to really want to go after it. Ranger Suarez has not been the same guy that he was a couple of years ago when he had some really good performances. It's just I don't think Ranger Suarez deserves to be a -225 favorite, so I guess it would be a lean towards Washington. But yeah, nothing I'm really willing to get involved in for this game.
Washington's also coming in really hot. They're coming in off of a sweep against Cincinnati too.
Yeah, 4 straight wins, 5 out of 6. So they do look a little bit better, but I'm just going to stay away from this game for right now.
And I fully understand staying away from this one. I mean, I want to back Washington, but I just don't know how. Yeah. Fade the Nats away as dogs. Nats get crushed. Fair. Trevor Williams will give up like 7 earned runs, but I do like Suarez over 2.5 walks at plus money. I don't understand. Yeah. Nats team total over. I feel like that's the best way to approach it. What's the weather like in Philly? I do not know. Let me get up what the weather is here. This is from Covers. It's 13-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 83 degrees, 50% chance of humidity or of precipitation, 71 degrees humidity. So sounds like some pretty good hitting weather too. And it reflected in the in the ballpark foul that having that high, but I just can't mess with something with 99% of the cash on it. I just don't do that. Nationals in the over. And that's the over, by the way. The over at 99% cash. Nats cash from me yesterday. Super run line, first 5 and first 3 run lines. There you go. Scared to give it all back. Yeah. I don't know. I know we don't like team total over 5, but I was eyeing the Braves 5.5 at plus money yesterday, but the weather report was showing 80% rain all night in Pittsburgh, and that line's cash. I can see it. I really don't want to mess with the Braves as -275 favorites today. That's just not something I'm particularly interested in. Suarez over 1.5 walks. That's not a bad look. He does walk. What was it? 3.72 per 9 innings. It's not a bad look. We'll move on to the ice-cold Cincinnati Reds taking on the Miami Marlins here in this one. Marlins are -140 road favorites, total of 10.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. We have this line opened up at a -115 for Miami, and it's shot up to -148. Line opened up at a 10.5 at even money. It's up to a 10.5 at -110. So line move towards the over, a line move towards Miami, suggesting Williamson is vulnerable for this game. Let's take a look at the cash in this game. We have 36% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the under, and the lines move towards the over. Makes me interested a little bit in that over. 76% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the fish. The lines move towards the fish, though. So kind of an interesting line movement there in that one. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here in this one. Or actually, my bad, ballpark foul first. This is your number one hitting conditions on the slate. 19% runs, plus 37% home runs, plus 8% doubles, triples, 0% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup, Yuri Perez and Brandon Williamson. Yuri Perez has not pitched in a minute, though. His last appearance was on July 6th. So it's been 30 days since he's pitched. So I shouldn't have numbers on him. I didn't update the starting pitchers last night, which I did a couple days ago. So all these numbers should be up to date, other than obviously Yuri Perez should not have numbers. But on the flip side, Brandon Williamson, 3.60 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, 7.56 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%. 3.96 strikeout walks per 9, a 2.54 BABIP, but a 4.99 FIP and a 5.02 SIERA. He's being lucky. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Marlins here, 4.18 FIP, 3.82 SIERA compared to 4.86 FIP and a 4.08 SIERA. Hitting advantage is a massive one here, 123 WRC plus, which is 6th against lefties for the Marlins, 78 WRC plus, which is 28th for the Reds. I'm interested in the Marlins. I feel like this line has moved a little bit too much, but I feel like you can probably get a decent number. Nope, that's a 5.5. Jeez, I wanted something to do with the Marlins here in this spot, but I feel like I've just missed my line and I just need to let it go. I would lean over. It's a 10.5, but I would still lean over. I like the way that the Marlins are hitting against left-handed pitching, so definitely something I'm interested in there. But I think this is going to just be a stay-off spot for me. I lean Marlins. I lean over. I may pull the trigger on the over more and more I look at it, but what's your thoughts?
I'm staying away from this one. You said the ice-cold Reds. What about the ice-cold Marlins?
Yeah.
Losing 4 straight and 6 out of 7. Yeah, these are two teams that are just completely falling on their face. And I believe both of them are out of the playoff picture at the moment.
Yes.
Both of them are now two teams that were sitting nicely in there are now 3 and 3.5 games back of a wild card spot. Hey, guess who's made their way into a wild card, Nick?
Cubbies.
That's kind of nice to see. And then Phillies and San Fran are up there as well. I have zero interest in this game just because I'm not trying to back two teams that are losing at the moment, because you could make an argument for both teams are fadeable right now, but you obviously can't fade them both at the same time. So this one ends up being a stay away. I really don't have a feel on the total because we haven't seen Perez in a month. So stay away from me in this one. Not really interested in it.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Pirates money line. Oof, good night Mungie putting its nuts on the table with that one because they're going up against the Braves, and the Braves are -275 in this game. If it moves up to a -300, I'll be on that too. Marlins first 5. It's not a bad look. Reds money line. Under 10.5. Under 10.5. All right, let's get into the next matchup here. Tim's favorite division. The Minnesota Twins are taking on the Detroit Tigers in this one here. The Twins are -170 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot between Pablo Lopez and Joey Wentz. Line opened up at a 165. It's up to a 169. Nice. And it opened up at an 8.5 -110. It's down to an 8.5 -102. Let's take a look at the cash flow, see if it represents a line move towards the under and a line move towards the Twinnies. It definitely represents a line move towards the Twins. 73% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the Twins. We have 66% of the tickets are on the over, but no cash flow on this one here. Taking a look at ballpark pal for this one. at Target Field. Nope, it's not Target Field. It's Comerica Park today. 0% runs, minus 15% home runs, plus 2% doubles, triples, plus 7% singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here in this one between Joey Wentz and Pablo Lopez. I feel like Joey Wentz hasn't pitched much recently.
I want to say you're right on that.
He's pitched once in the last month.
Yeah.
Once. Where he gave up no earned runs on 4 hits and 4 2/3 innings pitched against the Marlins. Now he gets the Twins, who have actually been hitting better. On the flip side, they got their, I want to call their ace, Pablo Lopez, 4.56 ERA, 1.27 whip, 10.27 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%, 2.28 walks per 9, a 3.17 BABIP, but a 4.49 FIP and a 3.45 SIERA. Bullpen advantage actually goes towards the Tigers in this one here, 3.8 FIP, 3.54 SIERA compared to 4.15 FIP and 4.05 SIERA. Hitting advantage goes towards the Twinnies here, 91 WRC plus, which is 20th, compared to 78, which is 29th. The Tigers are just plain and simply not hitting. I actually think this game could go under in this one here a little bit. What was the line movement? It moved towards the under here. And what was the cash flow? Only 34% of the tickets are on the under, and the lines moved towards the under. I think this game can get this game can go under. The more and more I look at it, these are two offenses that are very underwhelming. And what's the total? It's an 8.5. So give me a 4.5. Yep, 4.5. First 5 under 4.5, minus 118. Tigers and Twins for me. First 5 under 4.5. Tigers, Twins.
I'm gonna agree with Markel saying today is trash. It is. It's an AL Central game. I'm staying off of it. That's it. If you like it enough and you want to put up on the site, go ahead, have fun. I'm going to personally stay away from this game.
Fair enough. Back to the chat then.
Cameron coming in with the $4.99 super chat with no message.
Well said.
Appreciate the dono, Mr. Cameron. My trash day is on Wednesdays. Well, today is Monday, and it's a trash day. Twins. Lean, though. Over 8.5. Of course, Fernando likes the over. That makes sense. I like a spot in this game, Nick. Has it actually dropped to 8.5?
That's what I typed in this morning.
Okay.
Atlanta Braves and Pittsburgh Pirates. Bravos minus 275 favorites. Slight favorites here. Total of 8.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this one between Strider and Beto. Line opened up at a minus 115 for the over 8.5, and it's up to a minus 130 for 8.5. So it stayed on 8.5 the entire time, but it's just moved up 15 cents. Line opened up at a 265 for the Braves. It's up to a 275 for the Braves. So it's moved 10 cents towards the Braves, and it's moved about 15 cents towards the over in this one here. We have 60% of the tickets and 89% of the cash is on the over. A lot of books have moved this to a 9. We have 10% of the tickets and 55% of the cash is on the Pirates in this one. The run line is where all the Braves money is coming in. 91% of the tickets, 93% of the cash. I want nothing to do with the side in this game. I will say that immediately. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal for this one here in Pittsburgh. Plus 11% runs. It's part of one of 6 ballparks that have double-digit park factors here for above average runs. There are 6. 3 of them have 11%. This is one of the 11%. 11% runs plus 7% home runs, 17% doubles, triples, and 1% singles. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, Spencer Strider has been phenomenal. 3.45 ERA, 1.02 WHIP, 15.22 strikeouts per 9, which is 42%, 1.44 walks per 9, a 361 BABIP, and a 273 FIP, and a 2.04 SIERA. On the flip side, Beto, 6.3 ERA, 1.60 WHIP, 8.1 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 3.6 walks per 9, a 344 BABIP, a 457 FIP, and a 4.58 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Bravos, 3.87 FIP, 3.20 SIERA, compared to 3.95 and 3.83. The hitting advantage goes towards Atlanta, 128 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to 82, which is 25th. So obviously the Braves are big favorites for a reason. The question is, do we trust Pittsburgh to do anything offensively to help this game over the total? Because I want to find a way to get on this over. 89% of the money is a little high for me, but 60% of the tickets, I'm okay with it. I lean towards this over here. The question is, does Pittsburgh do anything against Strider? Because I don't want to be relying on the Braves to score 9 runs today, because I feel like that would probably still hit. And if we think that, if we're questioning whether or not the Pirates are going to do anything, the Braves team total 5.5 is minus 119. But wow, Pirates, this is one of the lowest team totals I've seen in a while. 2.5 minus 145. And I don't want it. I have a feeling if this game goes over the total, it's got to be 8-1, 9-0, 7-2, something along those lines. I lean over 8.5. This seems very low for a Braves game. I think I might pull the trigger on it, Tim. What do you think?
This one was Pollard balling out last night. I'm on the over. And I know it's one of those statistics. I don't know how you really feel about it. Spencer Strider and the Atlanta Braves are 14-8 to the over when he pitches. That's 63.6%, tied for 4th place in the MLB. He's tied with Sandy Alcantara and only behind Lance Lynn, Joe Ryan, and Dean Kramer. So when he pitches, it's normally a high-scoring game because the Atlanta Braves normally give him some run support. It also explains why he has 12 wins, which is the 3rd most in baseball. Nick, do you know who has the most wins in baseball right now? 2 players are tied at 13. Taijuan Walker and Mr. Steele. And then tied with Strider is Zach Eflin. And then Kyle Gibson has 11. There you go. But I like the over in this game. We've seen a bunch of overs in Spencer Strider games. I could easily see this one being a 7-3 type of game.
Yep, I'm on board with that there. I'm not going to grab the Braves team total as much as I'm leaning towards that because I never have success with these 5.5 team totals. Whenever I grab 5.5 team totals, they always land on 5. But I will grab the full game over 8.5. It's a minus 130. I'm fine with that. Here, over
minus 120.
All right. Detroit Lenny in the house. Yo, yo, yo. What's good, Detroit Lenny? Is Wentz a lefty? No, he's a righty. No, he's a lefty. Sup, Lenny, says Cameron. I think I'm on the Braves, but it has to be -2 or -3 or nothing. Good luck. Have laying stupid juice. I'm good. Good morning, gentlemen. O's run line never in doubt. Yes, I get it. Took Braves first 5 run line. Jeez, that is juicy. -180 for laying half a run. Pass. My tail, but definitely going -1.5 first 5. Lex saying sup to Lenny. Never got the quartet all at plus money, but thank you, Matt. Thank you, Man of Steel. First 5 in full game. Money line and reverse run line.
Hell yeah.
And then yo, 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 says Joe Kryptonite.
He had the, who do you call it last night? He had the Liberty with me.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Chicago Cubs and the New York Mets. The Mets are -110 favorites, total of 9 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot here. This line's come back a little bit too. It's now up to a -115, but it opened up at a -136. And it got all the way down to -108. It's now back up to a -115. Still a 19-cent line movement towards the Cubbies. Line opened up at an 8.5, -115. It's up to a 9, -105. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 57% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the Chicago Cubbies in this one. Then we have 35% of the tickets and 55% of the cash is on the over in this one here. And I'm kind of interested in this over. I think that's where I'm most interested in this one. City Field plus 4% runs, plus 24% home runs, minus 4% doubles, triples, minus 7% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup here, we have Kodai Senga and Drew Smyly. The only thing that really concerns me is for an over is the way the Mets hit lefties. But let's get into it. Drew Smyly's not been the greatest. 7.54 ERA, 1.454 whip, 11.12 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 2.78 walks per nine, a 351 BABIP, a 658 FIP, but a 3.55 SIERA. On the flip side, Kodai Senga has been probably the best pitcher the Mets have. 3 ERA, 1.33 whip, 9.86 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 3.43 walks per nine, a 333 BABIP, a 3.13 FIP, and a 4.03 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Cubbies here, 3.94 FIP, 3.77 SIERA, compared to 3.92 FIP and 4.23 SIERA. Hitting advantage is a massive one towards the Cubbies, 148 WRC plus the last 30 days against righties, compared to 70 for the Mets against lefties, which is 25th. This is a game that I want the over in. I want the over, and I'm kind of leaning towards Cubs team total over as well. The only thing that scares me is whether or not the Mets will hit lefties, which it is Drew Smyly. So I do think the Mets can get something off of Drew Smyly here. I may be asking too much from the Mets to get a couple of runs here, but I do like the Cubs team total over. It's a 4.5 at plus money, plus 103. And the full game over 9 at minus 105. I'm going to grab both those here. I think the Mets overs will be a thing going forward when they don't punt their lineup like they did yesterday, with basically 4 through 9 being players who have spent time with Syracuse this year, because they put Marte on the bench, they put Nimmo on the bench, they put Vogie on the bench, and they put Alvarez on the bench. So they obviously did not care about yesterday's game. I don't think they cared at all about that weekend series, which was frustrating. But yeah, I'm on the Cubs team total over and the full game over.
Yeah, I would go Cubs, if anything, in this game. I'm not touching the over, and the only reason why is I don't trust this Mets offense. They've done absolutely nothing. You look at since the deadline. They scored 6 runs against Kansas City. Woot woot. Got shut out by Kansas City. 2 runs. And then against the Orioles, 3-3-0. Now you're going up against a very hot Cubbies team who's been – I mean, if it's going to go over, you're expecting this game to be what? 9-2 Cubbies? That's the only way I really see it going over is the Cubbies doing it by themselves. Plus, the Mets don't hit lefties. And the only another – thing is Kodai Senga is a lot stronger at home. He's got a 4.14 ERA on the road and a 2.4 at home. I can't go after the over in this game. I could easily see this one being a 2-0 Cubbies win. Because the Mets can't do anything on offense, and then the Cubs will end up scoring like 2 runs again, 1 run against Senga in like the 6th inning, and then 1 run in the top of the 9th, and then that's it. That's all you get for the day. So I'd actually lean under, and I do lean towards the Cubbies in this one. I do not trust the Mets, especially as like a pick 'em. So against a really good Cubs team. So I would look towards the Cubbies in this one.
Sounds good. Heading back to the chat here. This one had some wins, had a couple losses, but a very profitable day in the end. There you go. Yeah, they fell off hard in the second half, which cost me my over in that game, which was very frustrating. I had White Sox, Twins, and Liberty in a parlay. There you go. Under 9.5 strikeouts for Strider. I bet everybody's going to be touting you the over today. I think you're going to hear everybody on that over, and I could see him doing the same thing as last time and getting 9. White Sox and Twins were both going down in the 9th inning. Yeah, they were. And they came back. Aces waved the white flag. I couldn't help the over. That was frustrating. Stayed off the Aces game, such a short line. I figured they'd pull players for injury mitigation. There you go. They play again in a couple weeks. Cubbies -1 for Markel. First 5 over, I think, with the trend LJ gave out about the Cubs still hitting a nice clip. Yep. Cubs money line and walk away. Drew is going to pitch a gem. We'll see. Dallas Keuchel ruined his holiday. I might actually take the Nerfy in this game too. Good morning, fellas. It was a bad day yesterday. Yeah, it wasn't a good day. Mets Monday.
No.
Cubs Nerfy sounds legit. I'm on the over, so I hope not. Let's move on here. We got 6 games remaining. The Red Sox at minus 190 with a total of 10 against the Royals here. The Royals have cooled down the last 2 games, but they're still hitting. They still put up runs on those last 2 games as well. Cole Ragans and Brian Bayo, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at 225. It's down to a 190. Line opened up at 10 minus 105. It is still a 10 minus 105. So no line movement on the total and a movement towards KC in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. See if it represents a move towards KC. Wow, 43% of the tickets, 99% of the cash is on the Royals. That's enough to keep me off the Royals, I think, today. 75% of the tickets and 95% of the cash is on the Red Sox in this one here. On the run line, though. 19% of the tickets are on the over. 81% of the of the tickets are on the under. No cash flow, though, in that one. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal for this one. Fenway Park, another one of those 11% fields, plus 11% runs, minus 3% home runs, plus 21% doubles, triples, plus 5% on the singles. And and then the pitching matchup here, Brian Bayo and Cole Ragans. Cole Ragans was part of the Aroldis Chapman trade for the Royals here. 0.82 ERA, 1.27 whip, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%, 2.45 walks per 90, 255 BABIP, but a 209 FIP, and a 3.88 SIERA. On the flip side, Brian Bayo, 6.55 ERA, 1.41 whip, 7.77 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 2.45 walks per 90, 295 BABIP, a 677 FIP, and a 4.10 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Red Sox here, 4.51 FIP, 4.27 SIERA, compared to 5.91 and 5.23. Hitting advantage slightly goes towards the Red Sox, 105 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 103, which is 13th. I think this is a game where if I had first 3s available, I would take a stab with the Royals first 3 in this one. I'm kind of interested in the Royals first 5. Getting out of there after 5, I think, would be the best idea for the Royals because they definitely their bullpen's not been the greatest. I lean Royals first 5. I'm not particularly interested in this game, though.
I like the Red Sox. And I know they just came off of getting swept, but I like to back pitchers that win games. And Brian Bayo is number 4 and most profitable pitchers in baseball. The Red Sox are 12-6 when he pitches. That's a 66.6% win rate. He's up 7.51. Only guys ahead of him: Kramer, Walker, Gomber. Oh, and Jack Flaherty's on that list now. He's now 5th. So this is a spot. I'm just gonna back the pitcher that wins, and right now that's Mr. Brian Bayo. And I can get the run line at like even money. It was one of my plays from balling out yesterday. Back in the pitcher that wins. Go ahead, give me Red Sox run line.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's enough for me to stay off. I'm leaning Royals, but
okay, that's fine.
Back to the chat.
Where do you leave off?
Yeah, there we go.
Man, I just don't think Smiley's got it. Nimmo be smashing lefties. I'm not betting the Mets, that's for sure. Stay away with Sox bats cold. That's fine. It's also against Cole Ragans, which I think they could hit against. But we'll go to this game, Nick, which I like.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. The Toronto Blue Jays are taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Blue Jays are minus 125 favorites, total 8.5 in this game. We get Hyun-Jin Ryu and Gavin Williams, your 2 pitchers here in this one. Line opened up at a minus 120 for the Blue Jays. It's up to a minus 133. This line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So the lines move towards the under. The lines move towards the Jays, suggesting Hyun-Jin Ryu pitches well in this one. Let's take a look at the cash flow here, see if that correlates here at all. We have 47% of the tickets and 43% of the cash, or my bad, 53% of the tickets, 57% of the cash is on the Guardians, and the lines move towards the Blue Jays. 90% of the tickets, 88% of the cash is on the under. The lines move towards the under here. It's moved down half a run. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal, see if we get what type of conditions we get, which Progressive Field is the final of the 3 11% stadiums. It was Fenway Park, PNC Park, and Progressive Field, plus 11% runs, plus 12% home runs, plus 16% double triples, plus 1% singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here between Hyunjin Ryu and Gavin Williams. Hyunjin Ryu has only pitched once this year. Let's grab his numbers here.
He's only pitched once in the last year.
Yeah, he's only pitched once. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits. He walked 1, struck out 3 in that 13-3 loss against the Baltimore Orioles. On the flip side, Gavin Williams has been okay. He's had some tough matchups he had to go through. 3.04 ERA, 1.65 WHIP, 9.51 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 5.7 walks per 9. Walks have been a problem for Gavin, and that was a problem with him when he was a Pirate as well. 3.58 BABIP, 358 BABIP, 306 FIP, and a 5.09 Sierra. The bullpen advance goes towards the Blue Jays here, 3.45 FIP, 3.70 Sierra compared to 4.36 and 4.85. Hitting advantage goes towards the Jays, 102 WRC plus, which is 14th, compared to 69 WRC plus, which is the 27th for the Guardians. I get it. I would love to back Gavin here. I just don't think the Guardians help him out at all. Like, I can easily see this game, maybe an under in this game, if you're interested in that. I would lean towards that direction. But I can't back the Guardians the way they're hitting right now. And this has nothing to do with Gavin. It has everything to do with the offense. Gavin's been okay. He hasn't been fantastic. It's not like he's somebody out there like prime DeGrom where he goes out there and
but you look at who he's facing, you look at what he's done.
I mean, they've definitely put him through the gauntlet. So far in his major league career, he has already faced the Braves, the Rangers, the Phillies, and the Astros. Granted,
the Royals 3 times.
I was going to say that's sandwiched between the Royals, and the Athletics. So depends on which starts you look at. The most, he gave up 4 against the A's in this first start, but that was all in the first, all in 1 inning, and he gave up 4 against Atlanta. Other than that, he goes out there, he pitches well. I think the under's the look in this game. The more and more I look at it, I don't want to trust Cleveland to do anything offensively. Wow, that's an interesting total. I actually really like that now. It's a 5 for the first 5. And the lines move towards the under first 5 as well. I'm going to move towards that. First 5, under 5 for me. Minus 120.
Yeah, I'm going to go under in this game. I also like the Guardians. I'm not a big Hyunjin Ryu guy. He was not good before his injury, and he's pitched 1 game since. And
this is a great matchup for him, though. This is a much better matchup than the Orioles.
But at the same time, if there's a pitcher for the Guardians to get right with, I feel like this would be a good pitcher to go with. I'm Hyunjin Ryu looked bad before his injury. He hasn't looked good this. He pitched 1 start, he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings against a really good Baltimore team. But I am going to take the under, and I'm going to take the Guardians. I think Gavin shoves today. I don't see. I think he has a solid start, and I think Hyunjin Ryu gives up a couple of runs, but nothing crazy. We'll go under in this one.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to go at it because I noticed because that's one last thing I want to look at real quick with him. Here's the amount of runs he's gotten. They've given him runs in 3 games. They got no hit against the Astros. They scored 8 runs against the. Okay, they scored 8 runs against the Royals, 6 against the Phillies. They got shut out against the Rangers. They got 10 runs against the Royals, only 2 runs against the Braves though. And only 2 runs against the Royals in the second start. So they don't give him much support.
Correct.
Back to the chat here. Stay away with cold bat. Stay away with Sox with cold bats. I could see it. Gavin Williams Day. Yep. So I'm assuming the Jays turning around with this 3-game series. I think so. I think the Jays win this game. I'll be completely honest. I think they probably get to the bullpen late or something along those lines. I kind of like the Jays in this game in general. The Guardians going to KO the Jays today, like Ramirez did. Anderson over the weekend. Nats first 5. We got 4 more games remaining. Colorado Rockies and the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee Brewers minus 225 favorites again. I think I should just start doing this where if ever they're minus 200 favorite, I just don't bet them, the Brewers. They don't cover run lines. But let's take a look at this line history in this spot between Freddie Peralta and Peter Lambert. Line opened up at a minus 220. It's up to a minus 225. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So a line movement towards the under and a line movement slightly towards the Brewers. See if the cash flow represents that here. Wow, 79% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is on the Rockies. Hard pass. 53% of the tickets, 64% of the cash is on the under. The lines move slightly towards the under here. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal, American Family Field, plus 1% runs, plus 11% home runs, minus 4% double triples, minus 3% singles. Looking at this pitching matchup here, Peter Lambert, 2.35 ERA, 0.91 WHIP, 4.11 strikeouts per 9, which is 12%. 2.35 walks per 9, a 208 BABIP, a 333 FIP, and a 4.98 SIERA. On the flip side, Lambert, 3.81 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, 13.02 strikeouts per 9, which is 36%. 3.18 walks per 9, a 305 BABIP, a 302 FIP, and a 3.05 SIERA. Open advantage does go towards the Brewer Crew. 5.18 FIP, 3.96 SIERA compared to 6.09 and 4.87. The hitting advantage goes towards the Brewers here. 89 WRC plus, which is 20th though, against the Rockies 78, which is 27th. Both these teams not hitting particularly well. The line's moving towards the under. The money is coming in on the under. I think the under is the look in this game. Let's take a look at what we can get here for Rockies Brewers. It's an 8.5, and they're going to be 4.5 here, minus 107. Kind of lean towards this under 4.5 first 5 in this game. For me, neither of these teams are hitting particularly well. It's a pass for me at the moment, but I'm leaning towards this under.
This one was the second easiest game to cross out and move on from. I'm not betting the Brewers at that number, not even a chance. I would lean towards the Rockies, but it's not as Untouchable is saying. If it's not Gomber starting, I'm passing. Gomber's been like the only good guy on that rotation, so I'm staying away from this game. It was one of the easiest ones for me to pass on.
Fair. I'm going to grab this first 5 under 4.5 at minus 107. First 5 under 4.5 minus 107.
There you go. Fernando actually likes the Rockies first 5 today. Okay, and lean full game. If it's not Gomber starting for the Rockies, pass. Facts. 3 games left, Nick.
Yeah, and this is the one I did a free pick video on last night. I made a move on this game last night. Let's get into it. New York Yankees and Chicago White Sox. Yankees are minus 160 favorites now. Total of 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. As this line between Garrett Cole and Dylan Cease opened up at a 155. It's up to a 162 now. Line opened up at a 8 even money. It got down to a 7.5, and it's back up to an 8, and it's moved 5 cents towards the over since the opening line. See if this represents it. 34% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on the over. The line originally dropped, but now it's back up to it's moved towards the over. 87% of the tickets, 78% of the cash is on the Yankees. And the line's moved towards the Yankees here. So I'm already on the Yankees. I got a minus 1 last night at minus 127. Let's get into Ballpark Pal here. For this one, at Guaranteed Rate Field, plus 14% runs, plus 24% home runs, minus 8% doubles, triples, plus 10% singles. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here. Garrett Cole versus Dylan Cease. Cole, 2.14 ERA, 0.71 WHIP, 10.43 strikeouts per 9, which is 32%, 1.34 walks per 9, a 200 BABIP, a 2.94 FIP, and a 2.86 SIERA. On the flip side, Dylan Cease, 6.66 ERA, 1.77 WHIP, 10.73 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 3.7 walks per nine, a 4.25 BABIP, a 3.43 FIP, and a 4.18 SIERA. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Yankees here, 3.25 FIP, 3.21 SIERA, compared to 4.48 FIP and 3.98 SIERA. Hitting advantage goes towards the Yankees here, 88 WRC plus, which is 21st, compared to 81, which is 26th. I don't want the over in this game, even though the line has moved back up towards the over. I was more leaning under in this game in general. But I am already on the Yankees -1, and I'm looking a little bit at this Yankees first 5 -0.5 as well. At -110, I'm going to grab that. I think the Yankees get to Dylan Cease here in this one. Dylan Cease has not been the same as of late, and I'm interested in fading him here. Yankees first 5 -0.5, Yankees full game -1.
Yeah, I don't like backing Cole though. I think he's overvalued. I know he's been really good this year, but I'm not really interested in going after it at the moment. Although when he wins, when the Yankees win, he covers the run line when he pitches. If he loses, or if it's either he covers the run line or they lose outright, and that's 100% in the last 10 games. Because you look at it, their wins 7-2, 5-2, 6-3, 5-3, 3-1. All of them covering run lines. Losses were outright losses. Garrett Cole's phenomenal. I just think he's a little bit overvalued. I don't really see any value in the Yankees for me. I'm going to just kind of move on from this game. I'm not really interested in going after a side or a total. Kind of a light card today. I got 4 plays, and I'm not really a big fan of the last 2 games. So
fair enough. Back to the chat then.
White Sox.
No.
Let's head to this one, Nick.
All right. Yeah, we have the LA Angels hosting the San Francisco Giants. Both these teams coming off of getting swept this last weekend. Giants only played 2 games, though, against the Oakland A's in that series. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. This is the only interleague matchup of the day, by the way. All the other ones are just regular National League, American League matchups. Line opened up in a -115. It's still a -115. It did go up to a -120. Line opened up in an 8.5, -105. It is still there at 8.5, -105. We have 45% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the under in this game. Line's not moved. 37% of the tickets, 50% of the cash is on the Angels in this one here. Line has not moved. Ballpark Pal has Angel Stadium -3% runs, plus 3% home runs, -11% doubles, triples, 0% on the singles. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Logan Webb, Patrick Sandoval. Logan Webb, 3.69 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 7.96 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 0.57 walks per nine, a 2.68 BABIP, a 3.33 FIP, and a 2.89 SIERA. On the flip side, Patrick Sandoval, 2.60 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, 7.27 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 4.67 walks per nine, a 1.90 BABIP, a 4.71 FIP, and a 4.88 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Giants here. 3.25 FIP, 3.84 SIERA compared to 5.08 FIP and a 4.29 SIERA. The hitting advantage goes towards the Angels, though. 112 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 66, which is 28th. This is a game I have absolutely no interest in. Hitting advantage goes towards the Angels. Pitching advantage towards the Giants. The line's not moved. Neither the side or the total is moved at all, which tells me these lines are probably right. So this is a pretty easy stay off for me.
Yeah, another complete stay away. I kind of like Logan Webb. He's been solid this year for this Giants team. 5 earned runs in his last 2 starts, though. Although it goes over 14 and 2/3 innings, or 14 and 1/3 innings. Yeah, this end of the slate's kind of like freaking ugly. So it looks like it's gonna be a light day with 2 plays in the early game, 2 plays late, and run from there. Not really much going on for today. And we'll talk about the next game, but next game is pretty much as gross as this one. So Hopefully there's some good games tomorrow. Which off the rip, I could see Zach Eflin's pitching, so that could be fun. And we get Houston, Baltimore. Ooh. Anyways, pass for me in this one.
Sure. We'll go back to the chat here. White Sox first 5, maybe. No. 2-teamer, New York, Nerfy, Mets, and Yankees, because it's too juiced to do by yourself. Yeah. What happened with that fight? Any suspensions? I'm assuming so. Angels money line, Ohtani RBI, Ohtani walk. I want nothing to do with the Angels. They haven't won a game since the trade deadline.
Yeah, there's a couple teams that haven't.
Yeah, 2 frustrating teams. Yes, pass. We head to the final game here, and I'm kind of interested in this one here. Texas Rangers and the Oakland Athletics. Minus 210 for the Rangers, totaled 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between Dane Dunning and Ken Waldachuk. This line opened up at a minus 190 or a minus 210. It's up to a 215 now, so it has moved 5 cents towards the Texas Rangers. The original line move was towards the Oakland A's. It dropped originally 15 cents down to 195, but it's come all the way back. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 125. It's now an 8.5 minus 128. So a 3-cent line movement towards the over and a 5-cent line movement towards the Rangers. We have 42% of the tickets and 75% of the cash is on Oakland, which is probably going to be enough to keep me off of it. 72% of the tickets, 96% of the cash is on the over, which is probably enough to keep me off of that. Let's take a look at the ballpark pal for this one. Oakland Coliseum, minus 4% runs, which is the second worst on the slate. Minus 13% home runs, plus 7% doubles, triples, minus 3% singles. Looking at the pitching matchup here, I think the pitching edge actually goes to Waldachuk. Dane Dunning, 4.76 ERA, 1.27 whip, 7.62 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 2.86 walks per 9, a 269 BABIP, a 5.49 FIP, and a 4.52 SIERA. On the flip side, Waldachuk, 6.11 ERA, 1.25 whip, but 11.21 strikeouts per 9, 29%. 5.09 walks per 9, a little high there, but a 244 BABIP with a 4.12 FIP and a 4.24 SIERA. The bullpen advantage goes towards Texas here, 4.57 FIP, 3.44 SIERA compared to 5.49 FIP and a 5.18 SIERA. Hitting advantage does go towards the Rangers here, 113 WRC plus, which is 12th against lefties compared to Oakland, 105 WRC plus, which is 12th against righties. I leaned Oakland early in this game, Oakland first 5, but the line moving against them now, with the money coming in on them, is going to keep me off the spot. So not a huge card for me today, but this is going to end up being a pass to end the card. And yep.
Yeah, a pass to end the card. I like that idea. Texas coming off of a nice sweep. I will say that they're pretty much locked in. They're 20 games over 500 now, and they're kind of building a lead on Houston, which is kind of rough. But they're against Oakland. These are games that they should win. I'm not going after Oakland, especially with Waldachuk, whatever his name is. I don't like him. He's getting hit a lot, and this is the best offense in baseball that he's going up against, so I do not see him having a good day. I would kind of lean towards an over. I don't hate that option because Dane Dunning, I do think, can get hit. But at the end of the day, 4 plays that I'm betting today, and that is it. I can't wait until the days of, college football, college basketball when we have a lot more going on. But this one's just a pass to end the slate.
Yep. I got 11 plays for today. But yep. Back to the chat, Tim. There we go.
Rangers run line, the over for Fernando. Missed parts of the show at work. Jump on the Nats plus 1.5 at even money. Sure, I guess it's a lean that way. I didn't bet anything in that game. Rangers run line after lean after miracle A's pulled off.
What, winning a series?
Did they actually win the series against San Fran?
Wow, they swept the series against San Fran.
They swept?
2 games. It's a 2-game series, but they swept it.
They did?
Yep, it was a 2-game set.
I didn't think they actually.
They won 8-6 and 2-1. It was a 2-game set.
Oh wow! Yeah, they did. Wow! Holy crap! Anyways, that is all the games for today, Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, but so that means it's time for me to click a button.
Yeah.
Housekeeping.
Oh, I forgot to do a
Housekeeping.
forgot to do the pod for today.
Oops.
Which the pod yesterday missed, unfortunately, by a hook. We got hooked yesterday. It is what it is. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below. That's the 1 week pass, $49. It will be a lot more useful come basketball season and football season because there'll be a lot more up on the site that we're not going to talk about. But that's there for you guys. And make sure you guys are checking out all the links in the description or the ones I'm about to put into the chat. I'm putting in the two big ones right now, which is TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you guys are following us over there. We actually just hit 1,100 followers on TikTok.
I was just about to say that.
So that's kind of cool. And we're at 167 for Instagram. So almost 200 on Instagram. So that's kind of cool with 853 posts. So, but anyways, those two links are in the chat. Make sure you guys check out those. Check out Ballin' Out on the Picks and Parleys YouTube channel. Appreciate anybody who goes over there, leaves a like, tells the boss man I'm doing a good job. Check out SeatGeek, concert tickets, sporting event ticket needs, all that good stuff. Light day today. Padres run line in the over. I like the over in the Braves game and the under in Cleveland. And that is it for today for me, Nick.
Yeah, I'm on, and I probably should grab my Padres hat for today. Padres money line, team total over, full game over. So a nice little triple up on the early spot. And then everything else is not as much. First five under 4.5, Minnesota and Detroit. Atlanta, Pittsburgh over 8.5. We have the Blue Jays and the Guardians under 5. Cubs team total over 4.5. Full game over 9. Yankees first 5 -0.5. Yankees full game -1. And to end the night, Colorado and Milwaukee first 5 under 4.5 -107.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition. Actually, hold on, there's a couple of chats. Yeah, they 2 games swept. Sure. A's money line never in doubt. Shelled the majority of the yesterday. Yes, they did. Wait, how is Dane Dunning on the road real quick? I wasn't near my phone. Dane Dunning on road. 3-3, 3.04 ERA, 53 1/3 innings pitched. He's slightly better on the road than he is at home. Beware of the A's tiny wave. Here you go. Need a good piece for the Ravens money line. It's now -200. Just grab the spread.
Yeah, I'm already starting to look at preseason football, and there's a couple spots I'm going to probably look to lock in soon.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll see you guys tomorrow.